What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. This is MCW Ladies Night 2. I'm here with AEW Superstar Leila. Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, dear?
I'm doing great. I'm sitting here talking to you. You just won your match tonight. Tell us about the victory.
Yes, I did. So this is, my fifth time back at MCW. And tonight I was victorious against Katie Arquette. She was very fierce. She brought it. I was sweating. But the champion comes out on top. Well, I'm not the champion, but
soon to be.
I'm a champion in life.
Do you want the MCW Women's title?
I do.
Of course.
I do. So, I'm just putting it out there, putting it into the universe. So the higher ups at MCW can see that you have your next champion right here.
It just has to happen. It just has to happen. But you're also an AEW superstar. You're on television every single week. That's amazing. How did you get that opportunity? Because I heard a little story that you got a Facebook message, and that's how you end up on AEW.
So my story with AEW is pretty crazy because I have not been in the business for a very long time. So after I made my debut, which was in 2020 during COVID, I would say maybe about 4 months after my debut, I did get a Facebook message from QT Marshall. Okay. And he had asked me if I was interested in coming to Dark. And I'm like, of course I'm interested in coming to Dark. At that time, I really did not have a lot of experience. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was not going to let the opportunity slip through my fingers. So I went, gave it my all, and I guess they liked what they saw because here I am today, the baddie of AEW.
Absolutely. Last time I got Facebook messages from my grandma, so that wasn't as fun as like AEW, but look at you, you're stunned. But point is, how was it wrestling during AEW Dark and AEW in general, like during the COVID era versus like having actual fans there? Like, were you worried at all that the transition would be like a little rough, or like were you just okay with it?
I was pretty excited for the transition because during the COVID era, we were the fans. Like the extras that AEW had. I was an extra at the time. And they would put us in the fans and in the stands. And we were the ones cheering on for the show and all of that. And that was cool. That was my first experience, my first introduction to a major company. So the COVID era holds a special place in my heart. Yeah. We were at Daly's place in Jacksonville, all COVID. It was pretty cool. But then transitioning to the live crowds, that's when I felt like alive being out there in the ring. It's completely different. And you get so much energy from the people. Like, when people are like getting that fire and stuff and the people are cheering for you, it's really true. Yeah. When the people are cheering your name, you're like, you feel invincible. So it was really cool to go from, wrestling in front of 8 people to, 8,000 and beyond. Perfect.
And obviously you're part of the baddies, of course, the baddest. Tell me your funniest Jade Cargill story.
I really don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. My funniest Jade Cargill. I don't think I have a really funny Jade Cargill story.
What's your most memorable Jade Cargill story?
My most memorable Jade Cargill story is when I came in for Blood and Guts last year and I wrestled her, and at the end, that's when I became a baddie. So Jade Cargill holds a very, very special place in my heart.
You've also mentioned before that Mercedes Moné is like one of your inspirations getting into pro wrestling. What does she mean to you right now, seeing her run as like IWGP Women's Champion?
Well, Mercedes continues to be an inspiration. Like, now that she's not in WWE anymore and she's gone on to, do her own ventures and go international. And that's something that I am interested in for myself as well, branching out, going international. Japan is a dream. So I just love to see her taking these steps, just following her dreams and just, creating paths for other women in the industry.
For sure. And in Japan, is there like a certain opponent? Is there a certain place that you would want to go to?
I don't know about a certain opponent, but I want to go to Tokyo. I've never been to Japan, and I don't know too much about the culture. But it looks beautiful, and it looks like such an interesting place, so cultured, and that's why I really want to go.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Like, one thing that's really interesting about AEW is that there's such a variety of women on their roster, almost that you could have tag team championships. Would you want to see AEW women's tag team titles in the company?
100%. Leila Gray and Jade Cargill, we are the tag team champions of the future. So, Tony Khan, make it happen.
Amazing. Now, as we wrap this up, something that's really interesting, Leila, that you were a part of a Bad Bunny and Drake music video. I need to know the story. How'd you get involved? How, did you meet Drake? How's he like? How's Bad Bunny? Tell me everything.
Okay, I'll tell you the scoop. I'll tell you the juice. So yes, this was a few years ago. I think it was 2018. So before I became a wrestler, I was actually working in entertainment, working as a model. I was living in Miami, and that's when I got the opportunity to be featured in Drake and Bad Bunny's Mia video. And I did it. It was very, 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 very long day, but it was such a cool experience and getting to meet them because they are like my favorite artists. As it is. So getting to work with them and being in their video, that's like one of, like, aside from wrestling, that's like one of like my top accomplishments. Like, I was in a Drake and Bad Bunny video. And I've also worked with other artists too that I'm proud of. I've worked with Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Doja Cat, Swizz Beatz, Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, I love Rick
Yeah,
Ross.
Gucci Mane.
Oh my gosh.
Gucci Mane was my first video ever.
Mm-hmm. Which video for Rick Ross? I'm sorry, I love
it. It was him and Swizz Beatz. They have a song, and I can't remember the name, but they're on a boat.
That sounds like them. Like them. Mm-hmm. Leila, this is amazing. Where can they find you on social media so they can follow you and maybe appear in some more Bad Bunny music videos?
Yes, absolutely. Follow me. So I am on Instagram and Twitter as Miss Leila Gray. That's MISS_Leila Gray. I am also on Facebook under Miss Leila Gray. Don't be confused by the fakes out there. So, because there's a lot of people trying to be me. So that's where you guys can find me. Also, you guys can find me on Cameo if you want some super cute personalized messages from moi.
Amazing. This is Leila Gray, MCW Ladies Night 2. My name's Malcolm, and we're out. Peace.